Are You Being Served? Is a timeless British sitcom that charmed audiences with its humor, quirky characters, and unforgettable moments. But behind the laughter and the iconic scenes lies a series of tragic stories that few know about. In this video, we'll take you on an emotional journey, uncovering how 28 beloved cast members met untimely and often heartbreaking ends. From sudden accidents and illnesses to long battles with personal demons, these stories reveal a side of the show's stars that was hidden from the spotlight. Prepare to be captivated as we honor their legacies and explore the poignant realities behind the laughter. This is a must-watch for any fan of classic television. Frank Thornton as Captain Peacock. Frank Thornton's portrayal of the self-important and meticulously pompous Captain Peacock added a layer of sophistication and absurdity to Are You Being Served? As the floor manager of the department store, Captain Peacock was a man who lived for order, authority, and the respect of his peers, often reminding everyone of his supposed military background. Thornton's portrayal was pitch perfect. He captured Captain Peacock's overinflated sense of grandeur while also playing up the humor of his constant need for validation. He was the type of man who believed his tales of war and leadership made him far superior to his colleagues, but underneath his facade of confidence, there was a comically fragile ego in his personal life. Frank Thornton was far more modest and unassuming than the character he portrayed. His longevity in both life and career was remarkable, but by his 80s, age began to slow him down. Despite this, Thornton continued working well into his later years, a testament to his passion for acting. He was known to be a consummate professional, always prepared and respectful on set. In his final years, Thornton experienced the natural physical decline that comes with old age. He passed away peacefully from natural causes on March 16, 2013, at the age of 92. He had lived a long and full life, leaving behind not only a lasting legacy in British television, but also the respect and admiration of those he worked with. Even in his final years, Thornton's contributions to comedy remain significant, and his portrayal of Captain Peacock continues to be revered for its nuanced and comedic brilliance. Arthur English as Mr. Harmon. Arthur English played the role of Mr. Harmon, the store's maintenance man, with charm and a hearty dose of humor. As Mr. Harmon, English was responsible for much of the show's physical comedy and brought a down-to-earth, working-class sensibility to the store's eccentric cast of characters. He was often seen wheeling in racks of clothes or dealing with various practical tasks, all while engaging in playful banter with the rest of the staff. Mr. Harmon's cheeky grin and no-nonsense attitude made him a fan favorite, providing comic relief with his frequent wisecracks and sarcastic comments. English, much like his character, was a natural comedian and had a long career in British entertainment. However, in his later years, English suffered from emphysema, a chronic lung condition that made breathing increasingly difficult. Despite the illness, he remained active in the entertainment world for as long as possible. His health continued to decline due to complications from emphysema, and on April 16, 1995, Arthur English passed away at the age of 75. His death marked the end of a remarkable career, but his role as Mr. Harmon remains a testament to his skill as a comedic actor. English's ability to bring warmth, humor, and a sense of reality to the show is a major part of Why Are You Being Served? Continues to be beloved by fans. Mollie Sugden as Mrs. Slocum. Mollie Sugden's portrayal of Mrs. Slocum in Are You Being Served? Remains one of the most iconic performances in British comedy. As Mrs. Slocum, she was the epitome of a working-class woman with pretensions of grandeur, always carrying herself with a sense of social superiority. Mrs. Slocum's ever-changing, vibrant hair colors became a running gag, symbolizing her eccentricity and desire to stand out in a rather dull department store setting. Behind her haughty demeanor and sharp tongue, though, Mrs. Slocum was deeply human, often revealing her vulnerabilities, particularly in relation to her beloved cat, Tiddles, who was the subject of many of her infamous double entendres. Sugden infused the character with a unique blend of dignity and absurdity, making Mrs. Slocum both hilarious and endearing. In her later years, Sugden's health began to decline. Though she maintained a cheerful disposition, she faced serious health challenges, particularly with her heart. As she grew older, she suffered from heart failure, which required frequent hospitalizations. Despite these struggles, Sugden remained optimistic and continued to enjoy the love and admiration of her fans. On July 1, 2009, at the age of 86, Sugden passed away due to heart failure. Her death marked the end of a remarkable career, but her legacy as Mrs. Slocum continues to bring laughter to new generations of viewers. She was remembered by her colleagues as a warm, witty woman who brought her own brand of brilliance to the screen, even as she faced her own health battles. John Inman as Mr. Humphreys. John Inman brought the character of Mr. Humphreys to life with flamboyant flair and sharp wit. As the camp and effervescent sales assistant in Are You Being Served?, Mr. Humphreys was beloved for his quick comebacks, exaggerated mannerisms, and cheeky sense of humor. His character's playful interactions with both customers and co-workers, particularly his famous line, "I'm free," whenever a customer approached, became a hallmark of the show. Mr. Humphreys was unapologetically effeminate, which made him a groundbreaking figure in British television. Inman crafted him as someone who relished in his uniqueness, never hesitating to challenge the norms of his time with both charm and confidence. However, Inman's later years were marked by declining health. He was diagnosed with hepatitis A, which severely weakened him. Hepatitis A, a liver disease, can cause fatigue, jaundice, and digestive issues, and for Inman, it became a serious complication. Despite his best efforts to maintain his public persona and continue working, the disease took a toll on his body, and he struggled with fatigue and recurring illness. Sadly, on March 8, 2007, Inman passed away at the age of 71 due to complications from the illness. His death left a void in the world of comedy, but his portrayal of Mr. Humphreys remains one of the most celebrated in television history. Inman's dedication to the character, even as he faced his own health issues, made him a beloved figure both on screen and off, remembered for his kindness, humor, and resilience. Larry Martyn as Mr. Mash. Larry Martyn's performance as Mr. Mash, the irreverent and often troublesome maintenance man, provided a necessary foil to the more refined sales staff in Are You Being Served? As Mr. Mash, Martyn was the embodiment of the working-class joker, frequently clashing with the sales staff and mocking their pretensions. His sarcastic remarks and blunt humor added an extra layer of comedic tension to the show, as his character reveled in poking fun at the stuffy formality of the store's more senior employees. Martyn's physicality and sharp-tongued delivery made Mr. Mash a standout comedic character, loved for his rebellious attitude and constant refusal to take anything too seriously. Unfortunately, Martyn's life was cut short by health complications. On August 7, 1994, Larry Martyn passed away due to a cerebral hemorrhage at the age of 60. His sudden passing was a shock to his fans and colleagues, as he had been active and seemingly healthy in the years leading up to his death. Martyn's portrayal of Mr. Mash left a lasting impact on the show, and his irreverent humor continues to be fondly remembered by fans of the series. His work on Are You Being Served? Cemented him as a beloved figure in British television comedy. Harold Bennett as young Mr. Grace. Harold Bennett's portrayal of young Mr. Grace, the eccentric and elderly owner of Grace Brothers, added a layer of absurdity and humor to Are You Being Served? Young Mr. Grace, despite his advanced age and frail appearance, maintained an often inappropriate fondness for his much younger secretary and enjoyed making cheeky comments, oblivious to their inappropriateness. His character was a humorous exaggeration of an out-of-touch business owner, constantly needing assistance from his aides while delivering the line, "You've all done very well," to the store staff, whether deserved or not. Bennett's portrayal made young Mr. Grace a standout character, offering a sense of unpredictability and ridiculousness to the department store setting and real life. Bennett's health began to decline as he aged, though he remained active in his career well into his 80s. Unfortunately, his health took a turn for the worse in 1981 when he suffered a heart attack. Despite the best efforts of medical professionals, Harold Bennett passed away on September 15, 1981, at the age of 82. His passing marked the end of a long career in British entertainment, but his role as young Mr. Grace remains a highlight of Are You Being Served? His eccentric, cheeky humor and impeccable comedic timing made his character unforgettable, and he is fondly remembered for bringing such a unique personality to the screen. Wendy Richard as Miss Brahms. Wendy Richard brought to life the character of Miss Brahms, the youthful, attractive, and sharp-witted junior sales assistant in Are You Being Served? As Miss Brahms, Richard expertly portrayed the quintessential working-class Londoner, complete with a strong Cockney accent and a cheeky sense of humor. Miss Brahms stood out as the show's representation of the modern young woman of the time, bold, independent, and not afraid to speak her mind. While she often found herself at odds with Mrs. Slocum, Miss Brahms was portrayed as someone who could hold her own in the store's world of exaggerated characters. Her flirtatious interactions with customers and her quick-witted retorts made her a favorite among fans. Off-screen, Wendy Richard battled health problems in her later years, most notably breast cancer. She was first diagnosed in the mid-1990s and fought a courageous battle against the disease for over a decade. Though she managed to keep working through much of her treatment, The cancer eventually metastasized, spreading to her bones and lungs. In spite of her illness, Richard remained determined and strong, maintaining her positive spirit even as her health deteriorated. Sadly, on February 26, 2009, Wendy Richard passed away at the age of 65, surrounded by loved ones. Her passing was deeply mourned, but her legacy as Miss Brahms continues to live on in the hearts of fans. Wendy Richard's grace, humor, and courage, both on and off the screen, make her one of the most memorable figures from the beloved series. Trevor Bannister as Mr. Lucas. Trevor Bannister brought charm, humor, and a playful sense of mischief to his role as Mr. Lucas, the flirtatious junior salesman in Are You Being Served? Mr. Lucas was the young rogue of the sales floor, always up to some sort of cheeky banter or sly joke, particularly at the expense of his superiors. His interactions with both Miss Brahms and Mrs. Slocum often resulted in some of the series' funniest moments, as his youthful exuberance clashed with the more established and serious characters. Bannister's portrayal of Mr. Lucas as a lovable flirt who often found himself in awkward or embarrassing situations gave the character an endearing quality that resonated with audiences. In his later years, Bannister continued to act on stage and television, but like many of his fellow cast members, his health began to decline with age. On April 14, 2011, at the age of 76, Bannister suddenly passed away from a heart attack. His unexpected death was a shock to fans and colleagues alike, as he had remained active in his career until the end. His legacy as Mr. Lucas, with his cheeky grin and carefree attitude, remains a key part of Are You Being Served? And Bannister is remembered for his effortless comedic timing and joyful presence on set. James Hayter as Mr. Tebbs. James Hayter's portrayal of Mr. Tebbs in Are You Being Served? Brought a comforting presence to the often chaotic world of Grace Brothers. Mr. Tebbs, a senior menswear salesman, was genial, kind-hearted, and exuded a warmth that contrasted with the more eccentric and self-serving characters in the store. His polite manner and endearing personality made him a favorite among the staff and customers alike, and his humor was rooted in a gentle, understated charm. While he was only on the show for a short time, Hayter's performance as Mr. Tebbs added a touch of heart and sincerity to the fast-paced, comedic environment of the series. Off-screen, James Hayter had an illustrious acting career, known for his distinctive voice and wide-ranging roles in British television and film. Unfortunately, his later years were marked by declining health, and he passed away on March 27, 1983, at the age of 75. Though his time on Are You Being Served? Was brief, his portrayal of Mr. Tebbs left an indelible mark on the series, remembered fondly by fans for the warmth and humor he brought to the role. Milo Sperber as Mr. Grossman. Milo Sperber's portrayal of Mr. Grossman, the meticulous shoe salesman, added a touch of precision and fussy professionalism to the ensemble of Are You Being Served? Mr. Grossman was known for his fastidious nature and attention to detail, which often clashed humorously with the more laid-back or chaotic personalities of the other staff members. His character was a bit of an outsider in the store, always striving to maintain order in a place where absurdity and silliness ruled the day. Sperber's comedic timing and ability to play the straight man amidst the farcical environment made Mr. Grossman a distinctive presence in the show. Milo Sperber, a Holocaust survivor who became a respected actor and director, enjoyed a long and accomplished career in theater and television. He passed away on December 22, 1992, at the age of 81. His portrayal of Mr. Grossman was one of many roles that showcased his versatility and skill as an actor. While his character was only a brief part of Are You Being Served? Sperber's contribution to the show added another layer of depth to its comedic ensemble, and he remains a beloved figure in British entertainment history. Alfie Bass as Mr. Goldberg. Alfie Bass brought charm and intrigue to the role of Mr. Goldberg, the sly and resourceful salesman in Are You Being Served? Mr. Goldberg wasn't just an ordinary sales assistant. He had a knack for wheeling and dealing, always involved in some sort of side hustle or scheme. His character was cunning yet likable, often finding creative ways to solve problems, usually for his own benefit, and keep things running smoothly in the chaotic world of Grace Brothers. With a twinkle in his eye and a sharp tongue, Mr. Goldberg was known for his quick wit and his ability to get out of tight spots, earning both admiration and suspicion from his colleagues. Off-screen, Alfie Bass was a veteran of British stage and screen, known for his versatility in both comedic and dramatic roles. However, like many of his fellow cast members, his later years were marked by health struggles. On July 15, 1987, at the age of 71, Alfie Bass passed away due to a heart attack. His death was felt deeply by those who worked with him, as he had been a beloved figure both on and off the screen. His portrayal of Mr. Goldberg left a lasting impression, and fans remember him as a clever, endearing character whose presence added a layer of intrigue and humor to the series. Arthur Brough as Mr. Granger. Arthur Brough brought warmth and charm to the role of Mr. Granger, the bumbling and lovable senior menswear salesman at Grace Brothers. As Mr. Granger, Brough portrayed an older man whose best days seemed behind him, often struggling to keep up with the fast-paced antics of the store. His tendency to doze off at work and his frequent confusion were endearing traits that endeared him to both his colleagues and the audience. Despite his sometimes grumpy demeanor, Mr. Granger was a deeply likable character, a traditionalist who found himself increasingly out of place in the modernizing world around him. In 1978, tragedy struck when Arthur Brough's wife passed away, a loss that greatly affected him. Brough had planned to return to acting after her death, but his own health rapidly deteriorated. Just a few months after her passing, on May 28, 1978, Arthur Brough died at the age of 73. His death was a great loss to the Are You Being Served? Cast and crew, who remembered him as a kind and talented actor. Mr. Granger's absence was deeply felt in the series, and Brough's portrayal of the endearing, slightly befuddled salesman remains a cherished part of British television history. John Clegg as the bald-headed sweater. John Clegg's portrayal of the bald-headed sweater in Are You Being Served? Was not just memorable for his distinctive bald head, but also for his humorous interactions with the staff. His character often found himself in absurd situations, which highlighted his knack for comedic timing and his ability to deliver sharp one-liners. Clegg's real-life personality mirrored his character's quirky charm. He was known for his warmth, friendliness, and ability to make those around him laugh. In his later years, Clegg faced age-related health challenges, including mobility limitations and general frailty. Nevertheless, he maintained his characteristic wit, often joking about his age during fan interactions and public appearances. Tragically, Clegg passed away on August 2, 2024, at the age of 90, due to complications arising from old age. His passing left a profound impact on fans who cherished his contributions to British comedy. Clegg's legacy endures as fans fondly remember him for his warm spirit and the laughter he brought to the screen. Gorden Kaye as Mr. Fortescue. Gorden Kaye's brief yet memorable role as Mr. Fortescue in Are You Being Served? Showcased his distinctive mannerisms and comedic timing. Mr. Fortescue was a character that, while not a central figure, captured the audience's attention with his quirky demeanor and humorous interactions with the main cast. Kaye's performance was lively and engaging, making the most of his limited screen time and leaving a lasting impression on viewers. In the later years of his life, Gorden Kaye faced significant health challenges. He suffered a serious car accident in 1999, which led to multiple surgeries and ongoing health issues. In 2017, Kaye passed away on January 23, at the age of 75, due to complications from dementia. His struggle with this debilitating illness was a difficult journey, marked by the loss of his cognitive abilities, which were integral to his career as a comedian and actor. Kaye's passing was a significant loss to the entertainment world, as he was beloved for his talent and charisma, both on and off the screen. Kenneth Waller as Old Mr. Henry Grace. Kenneth Waller's portrayal of Old Mr. Henry Grace, the eccentric and lecherous owner of Grace Brothers, was as memorable as it was hilarious. Old Mr. Grace was an embodiment of old-world excess and out-of-touch authority, a man whose advancing age didn't stop him from chasing after younger women or making inappropriate remarks. Waller played Mr. Grace with a mischievous twinkle, delighting in his character's antics and earning both laughs and groans from the audience. While his appearances were less frequent than other characters, every time Old Mr. Grace entered the scene, it promised a barrage of humorous and often outrageous moments. In real life, Kenneth Waller enjoyed a long career in television and film, becoming a familiar face to British audiences. Sadly, in his later years, Waller's health began to decline, and he passed away on January 28, 2000, at the age of 72. Though Waller's passing marked the end of an illustrious career, his role as Old Mr. Grace remains one of his most iconic. Fans continue to remember him as the eccentric, somewhat scandalous owner of Grace Brothers, whose antics brought endless entertainment to the show. Donald Morley as Mr. Clegg. Donald Morley portrayed the lovable Mr. Clegg in Are You Being Served? A character who was often seen wandering the aisles of Grace Brothers with a charming, bumbling demeanor. Mr. Clegg's quirky personality shone through in his humorous interactions with the staff, often showcasing his innocent misunderstandings of their antics. His penchant for getting into amusing predicaments resonated with viewers, making him a fan favorite. In his later years, Morley faced significant health challenges, including chronic respiratory issues that made it increasingly difficult for him to perform. Despite these struggles, he maintained a positive outlook and continued to connect with fans through social media, sharing stories from his time on the show and offering glimpses into his life. Morley's indomitable spirit remained evident even as his health declined, as he focused on enjoying life and cherishing the laughter he had brought to so many. Sadly, Donald Morley passed away on May 27, 1999, at the age of 75, due to complications related to his respiratory condition. His passing marked the end of an era for fans who cherished his unique brand of comedy and the warmth he brought to his character. Mr. Clegg's endearing nature lives on in the memories of viewers, and Morley's legacy continues to inspire laughter and joy. Tony Sympson as Claude. Tony Sympson's portrayal of Claude in Are You Being Served? Was marked by his quirky and humorous personality, which made the character stand out despite his minor role. Claude often provided comic relief with his eccentric antics and light-hearted approach to the store's bustling environment. Sympson brought a sense of whimsy to the show, contributing to its overall charm and appeal. Unfortunately, in his later years, Tony Sympson faced health challenges that ultimately led to his passing on March 30, 1983, at the age of 76. His death was attributed to complications related to a chronic illness, though specific details remain scarce. Despite his passing, Sympson's performance as Claude left a lasting impression, and fans of the show remember him fondly for his ability to brighten up any scene. Hilda Fenemore as Daphne Ackroyd. Hilda Fenemore's role as Daphne Ackroyd in Are You Being Served? May have been a recurring one, but her sharp-tongued, no-nonsense attitude made her character unforgettable. As Ackroyd, Fenemore brought a sense of grounded realism to the often exaggerated world of Grace Brothers, playing a woman who had little time for the pretensions and absurdities of her colleagues. Daphne Ackroyd wasn't afraid to speak her mind, and her pointed comments added a layer of humor and sass to the series. Fenemore was a seasoned actress with a career spanning several decades, appearing in numerous British television series and films. Even as she aged, her talent and vigor never waned. She continued acting well into her later years before passing away on April 13, 2004, at the age of 89. Her long life and extensive career are testaments to her talent and resilience, and her work as Daphne Ackroyd remains a cherished part of Are You Being Served? Fenemore's ability to bring wit, humor, and strength to her roles made her an invaluable asset to the show, and her performances continue to be appreciated by fans. Norman Mitchell as Customer. Norman Mitchell's role as a customer in Are You Being Served? Showcased his talent for portraying the quirky and often demanding patrons of Grace Brothers. His character was often portrayed as oblivious to the chaos around him, adding to the show's humor. Mitchell's ability to bring life to various characters throughout his career revealed his versatility as an actor, as he effortlessly transitioned from minor roles to memorable guest appearances. In his later years, Mitchell faced significant health challenges, including a battle with various ailments common in aging. Despite these struggles, he remained dedicated to his craft and continued to make public appearances when possible. He passed away on March 19, 2001, at the age of 82, with the cause of death attributed to complications related to his health issues. His passing was felt deeply within the entertainment community, and fans remembered him for his delightful portrayals and the laughter he brought to countless viewers. Mitchell's legacy lives on through his work, leaving a lasting impression on British television. Debbie Linden as Old Mr. Grace's secretary. Debbie Linden's role as Old Mr. Grace's secretary brought both glamour and comedic tension to Are You Being Served? As the glamorous and efficient assistant to the eccentric old Mr. Grace, Linden's character was often at the center of his outrageous antics, navigating his inappropriate remarks and comical advances with grace and professionalism. Though her character seemed to be the voice of reason amidst the store's chaos, she was also drawn into the absurdity, creating a dynamic blend of elegance and humor. Her beauty and poised demeanor made her an eye-catching figure in the series, adding to the show's charm. Linden's real life was, unfortunately, marred by struggles that took a toll on her health. She passed away tragically on October 5, 1997, at the young age of 36 due to a heroin overdose. Her death shocked many, as she had been a rising star with a promising future. Despite her untimely passing, her time on Are You Being Served? Remains memorable, with her character symbolizing the clash between efficiency and the wild antics of the store's management. John Ringham as the Check Jacket. John Ringham's character, the Check Jacket, became a memorable part of Are You Being Served? Known for his colorful checkered jacket and comical interactions with the store staff. His character was the epitome of the quirky customer, always ready with a humorous quip, which brought a light-heartedness to the often chaotic environment of Grace Brothers. Ringham's comedic timing and expressive performance made him a favorite among fans, leaving an indelible mark on the series. And the latter years of his life, Ringham faced a significant health battle as he was diagnosed with cancer. This news came as a shock to his friends and fans, as he had always seemed so full of life and energy. Throughout his treatment, he remained remarkably positive, often sharing anecdotes from his career to uplift those around him. His resilience shone through as he continued to engage with the acting community, attending events and supporting fellow actors. However, the illness took its toll, and he had to step back from public life as his condition worsened. Sadly, John Ringham passed away on October 20, 2008, at the age of 80. His death marked a profound loss for the entertainment community, where he was remembered not only for his role in Are You Being Served, but also for his extensive career in theater and television. His legacy as the check jacket continues to resonate with fans, reminding them of the joy and laughter he brought to their screens. Frances Bennett as Tights Customer. Frances Bennett's portrayal of the Tights customer in Are You Being Served? Showcased her talent for embodying a demanding yet humorous character who brought laughter to the show. Known for her dramatic flair and witty comebacks, her character added a delightful layer of chaos to the retail environment of Grace Brothers. Bennett's ability to infuse her character with both energy and charm made her memorable, and her performance resonated with audiences. As time passed, Frances faced a personal battle with breast cancer, a challenge that tested her resilience and spirit. Despite her illness, she continued to work and engage with her fans, showcasing her unwavering determination and love for acting. Her commitment to her craft remained evident, as she took on various roles that allowed her to shine, even during her toughest times. Tragically, Frances Bennett passed away on March 5, 2014, at the age of 83, after a courageous fight against cancer. Her death left a profound impact on those who had enjoyed her performances. Bennett's legacy is one of strength and laughter, with her character's humorous encounters continuing to be celebrated by fans who fondly remember her contributions to the show. Robert Raglan as Dr. Wainwright. Robert Raglan brought a touch of professionalism and comedic flair to his role as Dr. Wainwright in Are You Being Served? The character was known for his professional demeanor and occasional involvement in the store's humorous situations, often acting as a voice of reason amidst the chaos. Raglan's ability to balance seriousness with humor made his portrayal memorable, adding depth to the show's comedic landscape. Sadly, Robert Raglan's later years were overshadowed by health issues. He passed away on July 18, 1985, at the age of 76. While the specific details of his health struggles are not widely documented, it is known that he faced age-related health concerns. His death marked the end of a long and fruitful career in acting, leaving behind a legacy of well-regarded performances in both film and television. Raglan is remembered not only for his role in Are You Being Served?, but also for his contributions to British entertainment as a talented and versatile actor. Ferdy Mayne as the 10-pound perfume. Ferdy Mayne's role as the 10-pound perfume introduced an element of sophistication and charm to Are You Being Served? Known for his suave demeanor and love for luxury, his character often found himself in humorous situations that showcased both his elegance and comedic flair. Mayne's performances were marked by his captivating presence and ability to deliver lines with both grace and humor. In the final chapter of his life, Mayne faced the debilitating effects of Parkinson's disease, a condition that gradually impaired his motor skills and speech. Despite the challenges, he remained committed to his craft, often participating in charity events and theater productions to raise awareness about the disease. His love for acting never waned. He continued to inspire others with his determination and passion for storytelling, even as he dealt with the realities of his condition. Ferdy Mayne passed away on January 30, 1998, at the age of 81, due to complications related to Parkinson's disease. His death was felt deeply within the entertainment community, where he was respected not only for his work in Are You Being Served?, but also for his extensive career in film and theater. Mayne's legacy lives on through the characters he portrayed, especially the 10-pound perfume, whose charm and sophistication continue to resonate with audiences. Ronnie Brody as the Man in Cinema. Ronnie Brody's character, the Man in Cinema, added a unique comedic flair to Are You Being Served? Known for his bumbling yet endearing demeanor, Brody's character often found himself embroiled in ridiculous situations that highlighted his character's naivete and charm. In real life, Brody was just as warm-hearted and approachable, known for his humor and generosity towards his fellow cast members. In his later years, Brody faced various health challenges, particularly cardiovascular issues, which impacted his mobility and overall well-being. Despite his declining health, he retained his sharp sense of humor, often finding ways to bring joy to those around him. Brody passed away on May 8, 1991, at the age of 72, due to complications from these health issues. His death marked a significant loss for the comedy world, as he had left a memorable mark through his unique contributions to television. Fans continue to celebrate Brody's work, remembering him for his vibrant personality and the joy he brought to the screen through his comedic performances. Jeanne Mockford as customer. Jeanne Mockford portrayed a lively customer in Are You Being Served?, embodying the colorful and often eccentric clientele that frequented Grace Brothers. Her character was known for her sharp tongue and demanding nature, delivering her lines with a comedic flair that resonated with audiences. Mockford's ability to create a vivid personality through her performances made her a memorable part of the ensemble cast. In her later years, Mockford experienced a decline in health as she began to encounter age-related challenges. Despite her advanced years, she retained a spirited attitude and a sharp wit, often sharing stories from her time on the show. However, she faced several health complications that required medical attention, including heart issues that became more pronounced over time. She remained grateful for her career and the joy it had brought her, often expressing her love for her fans and fellow actors. Jeanne Mockford passed away on November 16, 2018, at the age of 92. Her passing marked the end of an era for many fans of Are You Being Served?, who remembered her as a vibrant presence that added depth and humor to the series. Mockford's legacy is cherished by those who enjoyed her performances, celebrating the laughter and joy she brought to the screen. Michael Attwell as burglar. Michael Attwell's brief but memorable role as the burglar in Are You Being Served? Brought a comedic edge to the series. His character, known for his clumsy antics and slapstick humor, often found himself in outrageous situations, adding a layer of mischief to the show. Attwell's ability to evoke laughter with his expressive facial expressions and physical comedy made him a delightful addition to the ensemble cast. Later in life, Attwell encountered serious health issues, including complications from diabetes, which required careful management. Despite these challenges, he remained dedicated to his craft, taking on various acting opportunities that showcased his talent. His resilience shone through as he continued to engage in the industry, proving that his love for acting was unwavering. Sadly, Michael Attwell passed away on March 18, 2006, at the age of 63, due to complications related to his health condition. His passing was a significant loss to the entertainment community, as he was remembered for his versatile performances and the joy he brought to audiences. Attwell's legacy endures through the laughter he inspired, reminding fans of the delightful moments he created on screen. Donald Hewlett as the Dress. Donald Hewlett portrayed the Dress, a character known for his elegant demeanor and refined taste in fashion. His character often interacted with the staff in humorous ways, bringing a sense of class to the comedic chaos of Grace Brothers. Hewlett's ability to embody sophistication while delivering comedic lines made his character a standout in the series. As he aged, Hewlett faced several health challenges that culminated in a battle with pneumonia, a serious condition that can be particularly dangerous for older individuals. Throughout his illness, he maintained a positive outlook, often reflecting on his long and fulfilling career. He continued to stay connected with fans and the acting community, sharing memories and insights from his time on stage and screen. His dedication to his craft remained evident, even as he dealt with the physical limitations imposed by his health. Donald Hewlett passed away on June 4, 2011, at the age of 90. His death marked a significant loss for the entertainment world, where he was remembered for his contributions to Are You Being Served? And his enduring influence in theater and television. Hewlett's legacy lives on through the characters he brought to life, especially the Dress, whose elegance and charm continue to captivate audiences. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in Are You Being Served? And who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.